and really put some scoreboard pressure with this breeze, then you might expect Fair Park to come home with it.
We're about to get underway here in the third term. It's a 1-point ball game. Scoreboard's been updated. 35 plays 34 as we start it once again in the middle of the ground. The knockdown came down from Spooner. He went after it again. Smith picked up the ball though for the Lions. Scrambling kick up towards the half-forward line. Which way's this one going to bounce? Getting a fist on it there was Bailey. That was okay. Knocked it in the direction there of Flintoff. Couldn't quite trap the football. Silvan have the numbers. Moore overran it though. Inside forward 50, a spearing shot on goal. It was close there by Hayden de Graaf, but pushed it to the right-hand side. It only took 25 seconds for the Lions to get their first score as we cross down boundary side with Tim Fitzsimmons.
In the second quarter, Silvan dropped a man back behind the ball against the wind, but Fair Park are going one-on-one. They're backing their forwards to get the job done.
Litchfield, the short kick in, it's been cut off though by Pegram from the back pocket. It was Litchfield finding a teammate, and then the short pass on has been chopped off. So a huge chance now for the Fair Park side to put the first major on the board and stretch their lead out to 8 points. So he comes in, big man. He kicked one in the second term. He'd love one in the third. Drop punt, go for it, goal. Sends sailing straight over the goal umpire's head. That is his second of the afternoon. Fair Park now have 6. Bendigo Bank scoreboard shows them 6-6-42. They've got an 8-point lead at the moment.
Look at the rule of thumb is that if you've got the football in the back pocket, you don't short pass inside the forward 50 back in through the middle. If you're going to go short, you go across the goal and then open it up that way, because if it goes out, you miss your target, it goes out of bounds. He's just kicked a looping ball. It's just a really poor decision. Poor decision, man.
So great goal there from Jason Pegram. Comes in now, Knight for Silvan. He was being manhandled there by Driscoll. It comes out wide though, looking for de Graaf. Now up towards the half-forward line for Fair Park it goes. It's across the half-forward line there. Couldn't pull it in, was a Ben Dadswell, and over the boundary line it goes.
On the flip side though, it was a beautifully read and beautiful mark on the stretch by Pegram, and really great to get an early goal on the board for Fair Park.
And it was a good kick.
Mm-hmm.
So umpire throws it in that time. Rowe, little handball over the top. So Silvan with the chance to go through the middle of the ground, but standing strong. The big man Hurd takes the mark.
He ain't getting any smaller.
Loving that Mo as well. On the right boot. Goes out wide. They've started very promising here, Fair Park. The kick goes in Pegram direction. One bite, couldn't pull it down on the second attempt. Kiddo was in there. Over the top there, Smith for the Lions. Umpire said, give it to me, boys. We'll bounce this one about 45 metres out from the Lions goal line. Quick restart, a lot of players around this football. Pegram got the knockdown, quick clearing kick though for Silvan, out towards the wing position. Going back with the flight was Nathan Smith. What courage that was there. He's still on the deck. Very surprised we didn't hear a whistle earlier. But we'll have a bounce, just getting up quite gingerly. I tell you what, when you're backing into a big man such as Andrew Dow, that is courage personified. Absolutely amazing stuff. We want to see him get up. He's having some sort of a game as it comes out now towards Dietzel on the right boot up towards the half-forward line. This time it was Need who overran it. Had some support though. Little look-away handball was eventually chopped off by Rowe. Gets it out, and then once again another disposal which goes awry, and the short pass by Hall hits Smith. So good to see him back up and getting touches straight away. Great to see. Kick goes out wide, right near the Silvan bench, and over the boundary line it goes and out.
That act cannot be underestimated. He backed back good 10 metres to get into that path, and he knew who was coming and he knew what was coming, and he did it anyway. That's just that's got to lift the boys for sure. Yeah,
absolutely inspirational stuff there as it comes out near the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Lions have the numbers. Comes in now. Slow pick up there by Will, but he got it away to de Graaf. He got the handball away. And Stacks on the mill, sees a free kick actually being paid here for in the back. So Fair Park, a chance to go forward now. The kick goes up towards the Pegram direction over the back there. It was mopped up by White, got the handball away, but it was stolen there by Cowan, who in turn coughed it back up to White. Can they use the corridor now? Silvan kick up towards the half-forward line. It was a spearing kick and a really strong mark there taken by Kiddo. He's going to go back. He's probably a little bit too far out to score here. He'll kick it to the hot spot though, inside forward 50 it goes. Has it got enough carry to Dow? He's trying to claim the mark. The umpire said no. And we will have a bounce about 40 metres out from goal.
Wow, that was just some frenetic handball and kick-to-kick and end-to-end stuff, and no real flow at all at the minute.
So Hurd goes up. Spooner had the front spot that time, Soupy, as it hits the deck. Umpire allowing play to go on here. It's quickly kicked on goalward. It was under a bit of pressure there was Daniel Begley, and through for one behind. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 5.5 minutes into the third term, and it's Fair Park leading this one at 6-6-42 to Silvan 4-11-35. A margin of 7 points. Fair Park leading this one. So the kick comes in now. Big fly over the back. It was Rowe. Took the mark for Silvan. They'll get a chance here. Here's Bryce Litchfield. Got the little scrambly kick up towards half-forward line. He was met after he kicked. It could have nearly been downfield. Overrunning at that time there was Rowe. Got the handball away. The kick goes forward now for Silvan. Has it got enough of the carry? It does, but it goes wayward to the left, and another behind in shoes.
That's about the fourth time that Rowe has taken a mark from the kick out, and the players on him have just got to become a little bit more attack. They've just not even put their body against him in the contest. They just can't allow that each time, Fair Park. So got to work a little bit harder in that area.
So Hall's kicking, found his teammate in Mercer for the Lions up towards the wing position. A big fly and a strong mark taken there by Bailey. Certainly is a big unit on the right boot, kicks up towards the centre half forward area. That spotted up a teammate there in Hurd on the right boot. He goes inside, looking for his teammate there in Pegram. This way, that way. He's got to break 2 tackles, get the handball away. Found Smith, little look away handball over the top. That's okay. Flintoff dispossesses the football, so it'll be Litchfield who linked up well now. It's Dietzel, has 2 bounces, might even go for the third. Wanted to square things up, used the corridor very well. They had the numbers. I think there might have been a free kick against Silvan here for a bit of shepherding out. I did see that one from Fortescue, so they had the numbers too. It was all a 3-on-1 situation there, so probably a little bit unnecessary. The kick goes out towards the Hurd direction though. Nice little spoil there by Jansen for Silvan. Lions at the fall of the ball have the numbers though. Scrambly kick up towards the Dadswell direction. Swings around on the right boot. Goes up towards Pegram. Bouncing football away from him it goes. Will it hit the boundary lines? Happy to see it go over is Matty White right in front of the faithful and the Burger tent out here at Fair Park, and we'll have a boundary throwing 50 metres out from goal.
That last disposal into side 50's just hurt him in the last 3 minutes. Pegram's had good leads, they just haven't been able to hit him with the right kick.
Bailey got the knockdown. Silvan have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Nice little link up there is Guglielmi, who tried to bust his way through 2 tackles. He's been pinged. So again, the Lions through Eddie. He just pops it up looking for the Pegram direction. He had the front spot. He had 1 bite on it. It was spoiled against him. Bain went in really hard for Silvan. He copped one pretty high, and he hasn't got the biggest of frames as well. And good courage shown by him. So takes the free kick just inside the defensive arc now. Kicks it out to the broadcast side. Up towards the wing position. Pulling in an absolute ripper. One-hander there was Dan Begley. Wants to get it moving though. Switches the ball up towards centre half forward. He was looking for Jake Rowe. Probably too small in that instant. Came over the top there was Hall. Going in after it also there was Zalumis. Got it out wide. Backing himself there is Filtness. I called him fitness in the first half. I apologise, but he's showing great fitness as well as he kicks it out wide now. It's found De Graaf on the right boot. He'll set sail. He backed himself in. It was a bit of a helicopter punt style, and it couldn't reach the inside forward 50 because pulling in a good mark was Troy Smith for Silvan, and his kick was an absolute shocker in the middle of the ground. Lux of Fortune almost no, but the drop was the mark was dropped by Need, and now Need for the Lions goes forward, kicks it to the top of the goal square. Which way will this one bounce? It goes over the boundary line and out of bounds.
When he tries to kick short, he's not great, but I tell you what, I've been impressed with the way he comes out of defence and kicks the ball long. That's what he needed to do then. Actually have a shot at goal, because he's got the hoof, and kick it properly. He just tried to short pass and wasn't great.
Yeah, it's deep in the forward line. Ball thrown in from the Cooper Dooley forward pocket there.
These players trying to do the team thing always have a go at goal.
Higher throws it up now. It's still in that forward arc for the Lions, barging his way through. Little knock over the top there by Moore, and now they'll link up here through Knight in the middle of the ground. They're 2 kicks from home if they just go direct. The kick goes towards the row direction. He was outnumbered. Bouncing football. Smith is going to be there to mop up for the Lions on the right boot. Wants to hit up a target, and he's kicked it way to the left. And I tell you what, that's probably the first time he's let himself down for the whole afternoon, Smith. The kick goes too wide for Filtness, and it'll be Dean Jansen to bring the ball back in. It'll just be beyond him here. He does have the wind behind him, and he is a pretty decent kick as well. So he'll wind up on the left. He'll kick it to the hot spot. It's going to fall right at the top of the goal square. Big fly there from Hurd to get a timely fist on the ball. Smith just giving, and don't argue, to his own teammate there. Oh, at the top of the goal square and dribbling one home was Fortescue. Right place, right time, and he puts it through the big stick. Silvan get their first goal of this quarter, and they scores are level. 42 apiece out here, Fair Park and Silvan on EFL game day.
You can't just defend a ball like that. You've got to put it through the points. It's no good trying to keep it in and a little over the top handball, because they had control of the footy. Just go back and set it up again. That was disappointing because they've actually defended quite well. I think Fair Park the last 5 minutes.
So it's all square. Driscoll in the middle there, got the handball away to Cowan, strongly met there by Fennell.
But on the flip side, boy, did Silvan need that goal after their array of points in the past half an hour of football.
Rucks go at it at the fall of ball. Knight over the top of it now. McNamara got boot to ball. Umpire's blown his whistle, so I think it might be a free kick going the way of the Lions. It is. They've got players out wide here. Smith's made his way down, kicks it up towards the half-forward line. That was a beautiful kick. He made amends for that out of bounds only moments ago, and the big man Pegram, well, he takes the mark just outside the forward arc, but he's going back as if he might back himself in from here.
And really, they've got to look at Smith. They can't allow him to get as much clean ball as what he's getting from that defensive area. They've had no one go back on him all day, and the Silvan player that's doing the same is not having the same impact.
2 goals already, starts it right, and it stays right, way right, out of bounds on the full. Let's cross down boundary side. Tim Fitzsimmons.
You just said with that kick there, it stayed right. The breeze definitely has dropped off quite a bit. It's starting to pick up a little bit now as I said that actually, but it's definitely not as strong as the first half.
Litchfield spotted up Jansen. So, defensive arc for Silvan. On the right boot, ball really just sat up that time, and they're kicking with the breeze. It comes out now. Big man Bailey got the handball away. Now the line through Smith on the right boot, just pokes it up towards the Pegram direction. No, the Pegram direction. He's further afield because Bennett comes out and takes a strong mark. They're 2 kicks from home here. The Lions, it goes inside forward 50. A huge fly over the back that time by Degouris. He goes after it again. Nicely done though there by Bose. Got the handball away, and they've linked up well. Guglielmi kicks it out towards the wing position, right in front of Chris Murphy, and the Silvan coaching squad picked up nicely though. It stayed alive. That was good play by Fortescue. He kicked the last goal of this game to square the ledger.
Aaron Rowe's been quite lively in the first part of this quarter. The forward pressure he applied was that out of bounds on the full kick from Smith to get that goal, and just there again on the half forward line, really putting some good pressure on, and exciting to watch.
And that's what you want from your forwards, if they're able to do that. Out of position, continue to make sure you put forward pressure on and keep the ball in your area.
So ball back into play now. Worked out of it, Need. Well done there by Knight around the body, you little beauty. That was an absolute corker. Fantastic goal there from Silvan, and one of their better players for the afternoon in Andrew Knight. He kicks his second for the day, and Silvan have hit the front once again. They lead by 1 straight kick as we cross down to Davis Harrigan.
That's just smart awareness from the boundary throw-in. You got the ruckman straight to him, and just a simple goal. It's all about the game awareness, and that's exactly what Silvan have done. They've picked it up, and Alana was saying they've definitely picked it up this second half.
Around the grounds in Division 1 at half-time, Norwood lead by 4 points over East Ringwood. It's a 1-goal lead to Bayswater over Rowville, and a 23-point lead to North Ringwood over Balwyn. So
Ray's going to need a hug.
Keep our eyes on those games as they come through with Barry Cotts for the score centre of the afternoon. Well done there by Dow. Here's Bryce Litchfield. Can he put 2 in a row? He can't. He pushed it to the right-hand side, and through it goes for a minor score. They've increased their lead by 1, and 7 points is that margin. Silvan lead Fair Park.
Yeah, it's to advantage. He scored a 5-0 in favour of Silvan. They're winning the clearances 8-5. Contested possessions, they're leading 22-19.
In Division 2, it's Murrelbach leading, Knox leading Murrelbach by 1 goal at half-time. It's a handy 14-point lead to Mulgrave over Wantirna South, and also a 27-point lead to Lilydale over Mitcham, and Doncaster East hitting the lead in that second term to lead the Waverley Blues at half-time as the ball comes back in for the Lions now. Near the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, far side, Scoresby side of the ground. A big fly over the back that time there by White. Couldn't pull the mark down. Lions have the numbers at the fall here. Nicely done there by Filtness. They're going backwards to go forwards. Bailey, this way, that way. Got boot to ball up towards the half-forward line, giving away a free kick. You would have thought there was Guglielmi. The umpire said it was okay. Hitting the deck hard there was Tom McNamara. Good tackle there by Bryce Litchfield, and he's going to be rewarded as well.
That was 2 excellent bits of play. McNamara read the ball beautifully. Litchfield, great tackle. I thought he was away then. I thought he'd goal that McNamara, so great bit of play from Litchfield.
Litchfield's kick goes up towards the wing. Jared Rowe, big fly there and a strong mark. There was a lot of courage involved in that also. So Jared Rowe called to play on. That was an interesting one. Got the handball away to Smith. He's copped it up. Here's Hall. He's got dispossessed. So another holding the ball and another chance here for Silvan. Here's Knight. Gets the handball away. Will they use the corridor? That's the way that it seems they're going to go. Straight down the middle, but straight down the throat of Shane Mercer for Fair Park. And it's again another turnover and another chance for Fair Park to go forward. Was using his body well there was McNamara. The ball went over the top of him. They did have the numbers. Almost Grant Campbell getting a touch there in the caravan.
Maybe spewing that one went out of bounds. They were on if they
They
kept
were
that
on.
in.
He just needed to try and work a bit harder to push it back in, and they were gone. They were away.
Hyatt brings it in. A bit of holding against Bailey, I think, that time. So a free kick will go the way of Silvan. A few Bronx cheers from the fans. Gets the handball away to Bowes, linked up well with Shepherd, kicks it up towards the Knight direction, takes a strong mark. He's been good.
Really good, hasn't he? Really good.
Knight up towards the half-forward line. He kicked it to a 2-on-1 situation then. It went out wide. Overrunning it was Filtness. And the umpire comes in to pay a free kick. I think it was in the back to David Bennett then, the big man copping one and getting up a little bit gingerly, but wants to give the handball away. So Smith on the right boot up towards the wing. That was a beautiful kick there by Smith. Hit Eddie. So Eddie on the right boot squares things up. It's okay. Nathan Whirl on the right boot, the middle of the ground. This is the place to go. This is where they've come unstuck a few times already in this term. Up towards the half-forward line. A big fly from the side there from Deegan. He couldn't go after it. Litchfield at the fall of the ball did. Good play there from Rowe, but he coughed it up. Kick goes inside forward 50. Bouncing football looking for McNamara. It wasn't pretty going to him. Made him work extremely hard, and over she goes for a boundary throwing.
Tough going for forwards when the ball's not coming in nice and clean. It makes it really hard for them to make position, and when they do make it, they're trying to adjust that position is quite difficult. But look, it really is a game of momentum at the moment. You know, one team's got momentum for 5 minutes and the next team seems to get on top for 5 minutes. It's all about who can get the cleanest possession, I suppose, at the moment, because there's a fair bit of pressure on around the contest. So get that clean possession and hopefully hit that target, and that puts you in a goal-scoring opportunity.
Did have a blood rule. Play restarts. Little handball over. Litchfield was in there. So too Pegram. Umpires going to bounce this one. Only a few scores in Division 3 at half-time. Let's get some scores from Fentra Gully, Templestowe, South Belgrave, Scoresby, the Basin East Build and Churnside Park, Park Orchards. Fans, if you're out there, tweet through at Footy EFL. Is time to cross down boundary side.
Yeah, you just said blood rule coming off there is Brent Guglielmi. So he's just getting treatment. It looks like the blood's still rushing out of his face there. So hopefully he can get back on quick.
Comes out to the half-back line for Silvan, pushing up towards the wing. Good work there by Hall, who was under a fair bit of pressure just to work it and disguise it well over the boundary line. Ball to be brought back in. So Hurd went up in the ruck. He had the front spot, but he was out-muscled that time there by Spooner. Got it down. That was okay there by Dietzel. Inside-out kick. Gave it to Cowan, who just got enough curl on it. That was magnificent. And now they're off. Here's Bennett. He has one bounce. The big man on the right boot squared it up magnificently. And inside forward 50 he goes. Nathan Whirl takes the mark, and he'll have a shot from just outside 50. We'll cross down boundary side shortly. We'll wait and have a look which way this kick will go. Currently trailing by 7 points is Fair Park, 6-6-42. Sylvan, 6 goals at 13-49. So it's 19 scoring shots to 12, but the margin could be 1 point if this kick can go straight. That looked absolutely beautiful off the boot. Has it got enough carry all the way? No, it was touched on the line, last line of defence. Good play there and worked through. So margin back out to 1 straight kick. 49 plays 43 in the favour of Sylvan. Let's cross down to Davis Harrigan.
Yeah, boys, I think you were looking for a South Belgrave score. They're up by 3 or 4 points early in the third term. I just jumped on Twitter in the Basin, up by 56 over East Burwood.
Very much Davis. Kick goes up towards the wing position. Knocked forward. It's across centre half forward now for the Lions. Kick goes Goldwood right to the line once again. Tapped and over she goes for another behind. That's a couple in a couple of minutes. So 5 points is the margin. Sylvan still holding on to the lead as Litchfield doesn't want to waste any time. Got it out. Moore takes the mark just inside the defensive zone for the Cats. He's going to drive it up towards the wing position. Cowan went for the fist. He probably should have taken the mark, but it's going to work out okay here because Deegan up towards the half forward line. He hit it up his teammate, who was quickly met there by Rowe, and umpire's going to bounce this one. So Mark Flintoff was the player there. Fancy green boots, kicked an early goal in this game. They'd be liking to see him snag another one. Get it back to all square out here at Fair Park. Bouncing football. And well done and well held in there by Spooner, the big man. He had a couple of players right on his hammer, or opponents I should say, and umpire's going to restart this one now. So it was Spooner over the top that time of Hurd. Came barging through. Eventually Hurd got the handball from Deegan on the left boot. He goes inside forward 50. Picked up there by Litchfield. He had the front spot there. McNamara was after, but Litchfield gave up some meterage, but wanted to switch the play, but it's now been chopped off there by Filtner. Squares things up. That's okay. Here's Will on the right boot. His kick was smothered off the boot. Umpire called play on. Bonanno have to use his opposite, switches it out wide. Safely done, and Troy Smith for Sylvan takes the mark.
That's just lack of game awareness there. He had a free kick inside the 50 and decided to play on.
Kick goes up towards Whirl, who takes the mark. He's got a player all by himself inside in Flintoff, who takes it in the forward pocket, and he'll have a ping. I just brought up only moments ago. They'd like to see him put another one through, so let's see if he can step up, Alana.
He must have been listening to you, I think, BWS, because he's had more possessions in the past couple of minutes than he's had for the game.
I actually quite like this kid. I think he looks all right. I just think he's maybe in the wrong position at the moment on a half-forward flank. I'd like to see him on the wing and let him run. He gets onto his left really nicely. He's got a nice shoe, so just let him run a little bit.
So Flintoff on the left. It's a high kick. I tell you what, that looked absolutely beautiful off the boot, and it goes through for a goal. Fair Park have hit the front once again here in the third term. 24 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They lead by 1 solitary point.
You ask and you shall receive, BWS.
I'd like to win Tats Lotto.
Inside 50s 19-11 this quarter in favour of Fair Park. Certainly one-way domination the last 5 minutes.
And again, it seems to be just that quarter of momentum, doesn't it? 5 minutes each, having a little bit of momentum, see if Sylvan can come back.
So once again, they'll go forward here. Fair Park, big fist over the top there by Shepherd. That was okay. Comes out now. Dadswell was under a fair bit of pressure. Had some teammates there in support. Sylvan, good pressure there from Knight. force well, I thought it was going to be forcing the stoppage. You can hear the fans screaming for holding the football. Smith got the handball away back to Knight. So Silvan in towards the middle of the ground now. They were looking for Rowe. It bounced away from him, but they've got the numbers here. Spooner on the left boot, inside forward 50, looking for the big man Dow. It's a one-on-one contest off the ground. Which way will this one go? I tell you what, it was a good effort, but through for one behind. Scores are level out here at Fair Park. It's 50 apiece, 25 minutes gone in the premiership quarter.
Two really contrasting forward lines at the moment. So Silvan's is really open, just the one player down there in a one-on-one, as opposed to Fair Park is about 8 different pairs of players in that forward line setup.
Kick goes out towards the lead of Tom McNamara. He had Litchfield and Shepherd to beat in that contest. Shepherd getting up a little bit worse for wear from that contest.
Litchfield's been in everything in the past 5 minutes. He's really upped his game in this quarter.
Enjoyed watching Bryce play for a number of years now. Always gives his all. Comes out now. Jansen on the left boot. Got some good curl there. He's looking for Knight. Silvan's best player today on the right boot. He goes inside forward. 50 down. Nicely knocked away from him. But front and centre, magnificent kiddo. He was in the right spot. He slams it home. And Silvan have hit the front once again. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 17-14, 56. They are Fair Park 7-8, 50.
Well, you talk about a situation where you've got the ball inside one team's 50 for 5 minutes and it's gone down there for 30 seconds. They've kicked it quite easy goal, and Alana, you were correct, it was because they had a very open forward line. But what also was good is that young boy Dietzel, who had the ball then, he got it and he put it in the dangerous position straight away, just onto his boot into that hot spot, contest, run through it and kick the goal, and that's what you need to be doing. And I actually like both Knight and Dietzel. They look a bit similar.
They do.
Yes.
And I think they've both played good football in that they've been really disciplined in the way they've gone about their use of the ball, and been quite impressive.
Most definitely.
Looks like this game will go down to the wire. It's been close all afternoon. Rucks go at it, and we will have another bounce. 28 and a half minutes gone here in the third quarter. We will go down boundary side shortly. The umpire looks to restart this. Tim Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, we just saw the difference there. Nathan Smith in the first half was dominant, loose man behind the ball, but Andrew Knight has been terrific for Silvan there. Was the difference. He drew Smith to him, and that in turn got it to a one-on-one contest up forward.
Ball out wide. Comes out, scooped upon nicely there by Driscoll. He showed a fair bit of pace. Kick goes up towards the wing position, but Dome was there to chop it though off there for the Cats. In the middle they go. Here's Knight on the left boot, spotted up Spooner, centre half forward, this way, that way. He balks him, Candy. He sends it goalward, but he pushed it to the left-hand side. So all of a sudden after Fair Park, they were peppering the goals. It's that 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off situation, and now it's Silvan's turn, and they lead by 7 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard as Davis Harrigan's got some news boundary side.
Yeah, Silvan's another blood rule. Will Shepherd came off a few minutes ago, and we got number 13, Brett Guglielmi's taped up all around his head, so Silvan's had a couple of big knocks this second half. Some
stats that matter with Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Inside 50s now 20-14 in favour of Fair Park. Clearances 13, 8 in favour of Silvan, and the contested possessions 37-32 in favour of Silvan.
They swung around, haven't they, from the second quarter? Everything was leaderboard Fair Park on that stat sheet, wasn't it, Subi?
The second quarter was Silvan, but first quarter mainly Fair Park.
Ah, there we go. My apologies.
Comes out now. Hurd had to do the roving, got the handball away. Kick goes up. Cowan, good courage there. Takes the mark. So, centre wing, grandstand side. Kick goes up towards the Pegram direction, out in front. He nearly could have been paid that mark there, but Litchfield was right on his hammer. Cool head in a tough situation. Bryce on the left boot, scramble to kick up towards the wing. Good fly there by Hayden de Graaf to pulling the mark, and now it'll be Fair Park to go forward again. Kick was smothered though off the boot. They won't want to be trying to claim that mark. Bonanno on hands and knees, got the handball away, and now in the middle here's Dietzel on the right boot up towards centre half forward. Big man Dow coming from the back spot there. At the fall, the ball might be the Lions' turn. Rowe, who's been relatively quiet since the few minutes of the first term, got the handball away to Kiddo on the right boot, goes goalwards, and will it have enough carry? It stays alive. The umpire was letting that one go. The kick was before the siren, and it got right to the goal line. Great desperation there from the Fair Park backs to not let any score go through. 29.5-minute quarter there, and an exciting one also. It's a 7-point lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard with 30 minutes.